Hey guys, Carrie Jones here. So I hit 50 subscribers. Yay! I promised you guys that I would tell you the results of my blood work today to find out if we're pregnant or not. But first of all, I didn't realize that some of you didn't quite understand how this works. So I will explain it first. Just because I went out and did a transfer January 27th, we transferred one girl embryo. So how do we know it's a girl? They build the embryos, which means they just take his sperm, her egg, put it in a little dish, and they build it into a little embryo. They'll let it grow for 5 or 6 days, then they freeze it. And when the couple decides they're ready to get pregnant, they will send that embryo off for genetic screening. And in genetic screening, they just look for like abnormalities with chromosomes. Like Down syndrome and stuff like that, to make sure the embryos are very healthy. When they look at those chromosomes and do the genetic screening, that's when we find out gender. So they already know when they send those embryos back from the lab if it's a boy or a girl. That's all we know though. We don't know like eye color, hair color. We don't do all that. So my couple had a girl thought out and we did a transfer on January 27th. So a lot of you didn't understand that just because I did the transfer doesn't mean that I'm technically pregnant. My body does think I'm pregnant before we even put an embryo in there because of the meds that I take. I take meds to supplement the progesterone and estrogen that my body should make when I'm pregnant, but we want the body to think it's already pregnant, so we do supplements. I do like injections and pills that tricks my body into thinking I'm pregnant. So when we put the embryo in there, hopefully it'll just latch onto that uterus and stay viable and living. And then you go do your blood work like I did today and you'll get a positive or a negative. So I did my blood work today and it did not take. That means that I'm not pregnant, you guys. I know, let's just take a second because everybody's saying, oh my God, that's awful. It is awful, but this has happened before with the same couple. I'm actually doing this with the previous couple. It's happened a couple of years ago. We did one transfer of one embryo and it didn't take. So we went back again and did another transfer and it finally took. So I'm not pregnant right now, you guys. Blood work levels showed that my progesterone and my estrogen was really high, which means my body was still doing what it was supposed to. But the HCG level was almost like non-existent, which means the embryo itself just didn't survive. That means that the embryo could have been healthy, just not viable enough to stick and survive. So I'm not pregnant. Bad news. The good news is that my body is still really taking good to the medicines, so we can do another transfer in 3 to 4 weeks. Normally you would have to wait a couple of months, but so what happens next, Carrie? Since I'm not pregnant, I will stop all meds today. No more meds. We'll wait for my period to start. That usually happens between 4 to 9 days. Once my period starts, then I will get back onto my IVF medications. We'll get my body ready for ready for transfer again, and we'll go back out to Pasadena and put another embryo in. This time the couple's talking about maybe putting 2 embryos in. I know that does not mean twins. Don't get all excited. It could happen, but twins could happen with 1 embryo because that 1 embryo could split. Do I want to be pregnant with twins? Not necessarily, because I just done that and that was pretty rough. It was just more uncomfortable than anything because I did not know my stomach could stretch the way it did, but it did. So they're talking about putting 2 embryos in, 2 very healthy embryos, which will probably be 2 girls. I'm not sure yet. And that should happen, like I said, in 3 to 4 weeks. But so in the meantime, I will have a glass of wine and relax and just get my body calm down and ready for the next transfer. And also I'll keep making you guys videos because I still need to explain to you guys the meds that I'm taking, the appointments I'm going to have to go to within the next few days to check my uterus and check my med levels to see if we're still on track to do another transfer. So you guys keep tuning in, because there's still a lot of stuff that I have to do in the meantime to get ready for the next transfer. But this time, since I know you guys are interested, I can possibly have Matthew sneak and record the transfer when I get out to Pasadena, if the doctor doesn't notice what he's doing. You know, because when you out people watching and you sometimes see something that you just want to share with your friends right quick. You know how you just kind of hold your camera up like you looking in it, but you're trying to take a picture of somebody? Maybe he can do that during the transfer. I'll see what I can work out. But thanks you guys for all the love and support. Don't forget to keep liking the videos, and I'll keep posting them. As long as you guys show interest, I will keep giving you what you want. Thanks, guys.